Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Golden Syrup podcast. I'm Golden Syrup and joining me as always is my co-host Cream.
It's good to be here.
Thanks. So, each...
We've kind of broken from format right off the start, and it's kind of thrown me off a little bit because I was like, fuck.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, aye.
No, you could... If you want to give me a name...
No, it's fine. We've started now.
So you're happy being Cream?
I'll be Cream for the day, right?
Yeah, I'll be Golden Syrup.
We have to keep all this in.
So, in the gaming news this week... See, we're just straight into a professional podcast that might have some sort of introduction.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce?
No, let's get right into things.
I'll introduce it then.
I just okay, sorry.
Each week here on the Golden Syrup Show, we take a look at video games and video game videos.
Mm-hmm. Video game videos about video games and people who play video games. Yes.
And remember to subscribe.
Please do. It'd be nice to have a subscriber.
No one's subscribed yet. But I don't think that's because it's not good.
No. Nobody's suggesting that.
So, on to the... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, we've just yet to find our audience.
Yeah.
So if you do stumble across this show and you happen to enjoy it, give it a share.
Tell a friend. On to the news then. And in the news this week, the Nintendo had a Direct.
That's right.
Just a partner showcase.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
It was. It was one of 3 partner showcases that they've had in recent weeks.
And in this one, they showed a couple of interesting looking games.
They did,
but they both end up being Monster Hunter games.
That's that's right. I mean, it was. It seems to be widely considered that the other partner showcases before this one were a bit rubbish, but this one seems to be widely well received, and I think it was largely on the part of those 2 Monster Hunter games that were revealed.
A very popular franchise in Japan.
Yeah, not a franchise that
I'm just taking a quick look through the Japanese eye.
Through the
like Glenn Plant. Let's not get into that right now.
No, we'll delve into...
Maybe we could have a regular section. We'd have to ask Glenn Plant. But we could maybe have our own Japs.
Aye.
So after the Monster, sorry, we were still talking about Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Sorry,
yeah.
Right.
You kind of so Monster Hunter, not a franchise that I've really spent a lot of time with. Have you?
I've never played any of the games. No, I think I played one on the Wii.
Same.
A little bit, but it loaded between each area. And I didn't have much time for that. I wasn't really... It's all about the online element. Playing with your friends.
Is it?
Teaming up. Taking out big monsters and collecting loot. None of those things sound appealing to me.
Well, not really, no, but... that being said, both the games that were shown did look really good.
They definitely did.
Oh.
Very different styles, but both very appealing.
Do you think this is which... Okay, do you think one of these titles is going to be the one to draw you into the Monster Hunter franchise, or both? Which one, if one or both, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they both looked great, but realistically I probably wouldn't buy either of them.
No.
But if everyone says they're great, which they will, then maybe I'll have to take another look.
Yeah.
Cream.
If I was based on what I'd seen of both of them, I thought like the more sort of gameplay focused one, I can't remember, that was Monster Hunter. I can't remember now. The first one, not the story one.
Monster Hunter Rise.
That's the one. Yeah, that one to me looked quite fun to play. So yeah, if I was tempted by one of them, it was probably that one. The story one kind of looked a lot like it did look good, but maybe sort of more along the lines of sort of more generic action RPG kind of territory than maybe the first one, the other one, Rise.
So, I think it was the final one. Well, one of the later announcements, and the one I was most excited about was Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
That's right.
Of course, based on the old TV show narrated by Kenneth Williams.
That's right.
A crossover that I wasn't aware was in the works, but I'm very excited about it because I'm a big fan of that cartoon.
Yeah, and like it's good that they came back to the franchise like so long after it was relevant.
Yeah,
I mean, and so niche as well, like British children's TV program from the 80s being turned into a multi-million-dollar gaming franchise like that.
I mean, what's next? Celeste and the Magic Roundabout.
Yeah, you never know.
So, you've seen quite a lot of footage of the game. What did you think about it, Cream?
Well, I was very impressed. Obviously, when it was announced for the Switch, it was a bit of a shadow drop, wasn't it? They just announced it, and then it was available on the eShop the same day. And when we were watching that direct and the announcement happened, I remember you expressing concerns about performance and stuff because it was a bit of a buggy launch on the Xbox. I think there still is some performance issues. So I think we were both rightly concerned that it just wasn't going to be a good port to the Switch. But having delved a bit deeper, it actually seems it's one of these miracle ports that the Switch has become known for.
When you say delve deeper, do you mean like any good YouTuber you watched the Digital Foundry video about it?
Absolutely. We watched a performance review and analysis, what
did you glean from that?
What I gleaned was that they've managed to have the game running at a near rock solid 60 frames per second without sacrificing much in the way of visuals,
which is good. I mean, personally, I like 70 frames a second. But that's just me. It's a personal thing. So, if the developers are listening, maybe a little patch, we could get a 70 FPS.
Well,
I see things differently to most people.
You might be interested to know that on the Xbox Series X, S, maybe both, that they're aiming to have it running at 120 frames per second at some point in a free update. So maybe
it's not really what I'm looking for. I know you do get 120 FPS, and that's fine, but I guess I'm going to need to get a PC and to get my 70 frames per second.
Is there any specific reason why 70 is the magic number?
I think I might have undiagnosed ADHD, so 70 I think is a sweet spot for an amount of frames to go into your eyes.
Interesting, very interesting. But I mean, other than performance and the kind of more nuts and bolts technical side of things, I mean, it just looks like a really beautiful game.
But despite my ADHD, I did manage to complete the first game.
Did you? I thought you got stuck at the same bit as me.
No, I completed it whilst watching murder documentaries.
Right. See, I got stuck quite early on, or not so much stuck.
No, what I said was I got stuck at that bit, but I looked and seen where to go, and then I was back on track.
No, it's one that I need to return to. I started it and played the first maybe couple of, I don't know, I wouldn't want to call them levels, but just like played for a small amount of time, and having tried to return to it a little while later, I just didn't know where I was or where I was going. So I think I'll start it again. I was near enough to the start where it'd be worth just starting it again. And then, I take it you'll be definitely getting Will o' the Wisps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely broke right now, otherwise I would have got it already. But it does look really similar to the first game.
Which is no bad thing.
Well, I don't know, I like new things. I like to try new things. More Ori is fine by me. Especially if voiced over by Kenneth Williams.
Yeah.
Which could be an interesting take. See how they go with that.
I keep on getting, right, this is a bit of a brain melting thing for me. I can't quite picture Will o' the Wisp. I keep on seeing the Moomins instead. Now, were those two programs related in any way? Did they cross over, or were they completely different things?
Well,
I know this is a bit of a kind of tangent, but
I don't know. They were around the same time.
Yeah, but they were in no way connected.
Both bangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is there a Moomins game?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm sure I've seen the Moomin. The Moomins definitely still exist in some form.
I think I've seen maybe something about a cancelled Moomins game, and I thought
let's investigate that further and maybe discuss it on the next show.
Maybe we should make this a new regular set, like a Moomins section.
I mean, I really don't know how much we can stretch from that, but I'd certainly like to revisit some Moomins.
But just an idea.
And Will o' the Wisp. I just remember it being quite a creepy little creepy little program.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
is that the right guy?
I think so.
There was a TV set. And a fairy.
Right, yeah. And was there a witch or something?
A fairy,
a talking TV set. Did it have arms and legs, the TV set, or am I just imagining that?
A lot of our childhood TV, looking back, was quite trippy.
Yeah. But infinitely better than what passes for children's TV these days.
Well, people say that, but when I try and watch the stuff we used to watch, most of it makes me feel sick.
Well, you should try watching what the kids are watching these days.
Well, I have.
It's just awful.
It's probably better. What are you talking about? You just sound like an old man.
I know. But let's not sidetrack too much into the differences between 80s TV and current day children's television.
Why not?
Because
got plenty of time to
go. Well, yeah.
Anything else planned to do?
Look, it's not just nostalgia. I mean, everything was arguably better, more creative. Maybe with a couple of exceptions, like SpongeBob SquarePants, pretty good.
That's pretty old these days. Is that not 20 years old?
Yeah. So it was still on the cusp of maybe. Anyway.
So anyway, let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to another regular section of the show called What Are You Playing? And I'm going to turn to my co-host Cream and ask him, what game have you been playing?
Well, rather predictably, I've been playing Mario 3D All-Stars and sort of dipping between all three games quite a bit. So far, I've been really enjoying Galaxy. It's still one of my favourite games ever. Nothing about that has changed. It's nice to kind of revisit Mario 64. But Sunshine, man, I've got mixed feelings about Sunshine. I'd started it and I was like, I thought I was having fun, and then started getting into the levels and stuff, and some of the course design just doesn't seem to be like well suited to the control type, like particularly the kind of the absence of the GameCube locking joystick, with the ridges where you could lock in specific directions.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mario Sunshine it feels like it's really missing that aspect of the controller. I've found myself being more frustrated than anything else. Trying to do a level quite early on in the game, and it's just been a lot more frustrating than what it has been playing any of the other two titles on the collection. I'm going to persevere with it, but yeah, I'm hoping I start having a bit more fun with it soon.
Now, I don't like to swear, but I was suggesting that maybe they should have called it Mario Shitstain.
I'd say that's a bit harsh.
But they keep the gameplay basically the same, but instead of cleaning up paint or whatever it is, you're cleaning up feces.
Well, ironically, it does look like you're cleaning up.
A lot of it is brown.
A lot of the time, yeah. Slurry.
Maybe it could be the European name.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Sorry, what have you been playing?
Well, I was wondering if you were going to ask that. Cream.
Because you have quite a large backlog of games that you're working your way through.
Don't expose my backlog. I've actually been playing. I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's pronounced Phenotopia.
Right.
But I've been describing it to you as the game that's like Zelda 2.
Yeah.
And it's not really like Zelda 2 that much, but it has been described as that. But basically, it's got a beautiful 2D pixel art style, and it's punishingly difficult.
Right.
But I've persevered because I'm not particularly good at games, I'll admit. Maybe that's why my backlog is so shameful.
I would say it's more down to an attention span thing, but that's just my...
Alright, anyway, let's talk about something else.
But I mean, that's
the joke, because of the attention span. No, anyway, it has a beautiful 2D art style, and I love a wool art style, as you know. But I also love a nice pixel art style.
Yeah.
And this definitely has that go for it. It's got some nice little touches. This is really cute. When you die, you press a button B to wake up, and she wakes up, and you work your way through a temple, much like Zelda, solving puzzles and collecting stones to face a final boss. And I'm only at the first boss, but getting that far was hard enough. But this boss has really been killing me quite a lot. So I need to get back to it. But thoroughly enjoying it, and I would recommend it. Would you recommend the Mario 3D collection to our listeners, if we had any?
Yeah.
Which we don't.
I would. But only because obviously those games are all brilliant, and to be able to play them on modern hardware is reason enough to own them. A lot of people have been moaning about the lack of like extra content and stuff. I don't really think that's a concern, really. I'm only interested in the games, and they all are as good as I remember them. One thing I will say is that, I've been playing it a few days now, and I kind of feel like I've kind of gotten a lot out of Mario 64 already, do you know what I mean? And Mario Sunshine's already pissing me off. So really, it's all about Mario Galaxy for me.
So have you been playing it both handheld and docked?
I've been playing 64 and Sunshine mostly handheld, and whenever I play Galaxy, I have to play it docked with the sound coming through the speakers.
Because you need to waggle.
And you need to waggle, but also you want to experience it in optimum conditions. Big screen, lovely sound, and like you say, with the Joy-Cons,
A waggle.
yeah. For me, I bought it pretty much for Galaxy, and
Waggle.
I don't regret that decision. Waggle.
So it's a buy from you.
It's a buy from me.
And I'm going to use that as a perfect opportunity to move on to a new regular section of the show. Recommended channel of the week.
Hmm.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, Cream. This week's channel, and sorry, I'll just introduce this section. We're going to shed light on some lesser known YouTube channels who
Yeah.
who make video game videos about video games. And this week I'm going to start with one of my favourites, hugely underrated, and it's Michael's Retro Game Reviews.
Alright, yeah.
Now, I've been watching this guy for a good few years now, but you were recently introduced to Michael's work.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to remember, he's the kind of, he's kind of like a traditional kind of geeky looking guy. I'm trying to remember the game specifically that he was talking about.
He was talking about
struggling.
Alone in the Dark.
That's right, yeah.
And he's quite well known. Well, I say well known. If you're into the underground video game videos, then you might have heard of him. And I am. So anyway, I must have watched Michael's content countless times, and there's not many channels I would say that about, but I find him to be very relaxing,
Yeah.
informative, and unique.
Huh. I mean, it is nice when you find a YouTuber whose content you can watch multiple times. That's not something that happens often, but when it does, it's something to be treasured.
It's very soothing.
Yeah. I've particularly found that with a lot of Kim Justice's earlier work. Anyway.
Let's not get into
Other YouTubers.
Kim Justice right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will touch on Kim in the future.
I'm sure. I certainly hope so. Not literally.
No, literally. So we've just finished watching what I would say is one of the classic YouTube video game reviews. Dark Arms Beast Busters review by Michael's Retro Game Reviews.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty mellow now, like.
You feel the vibe.
Yeah, quite sleepy.
So first thing I want to say is Beastbusters looks quite good.
Yeah, it did look very good. I never played a Pocket Neo Geo, but
Me either.
had I known that Dark Arms Beastbusters existed, I might have been more inclined to get one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd buy this. It's not really a system seller
No,
for me.
I wouldn't go that far.
But I look like a fun 2D top-down survival horror action sort of game.
RPG.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, one of the first things we need to touch on is very sibilant.
It is very sibilant.
And do you want to explain to the listeners who might not know what that means, what exactly that means?
Well, it's the
Cream.
It's the noise that's made when you say S's and yeah, and he does have a very sibilant voice, and he does say Beastbusters a lot. Beastbusters.
So I've actually put together a little medley of him saying Beastbusters. And let's have a little listen to that now.
Beastbusters. Wow, eggs. Is the master. Beastbusters series. The first game in the series is simply called Beastbusters. Beastbusters. Next in the series is Beastbusters. 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 So, Beastbusters. 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 See you soon.
Good stuff.
Thanks. I wonder if the sibilant nature of Michael's voice has a similar effect to ASMR, where the people whisper.
Yeah,
and we just didn't realise it previously, because we don't like ASMR around here.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. Like the most annoying sound in the world is an amplified whisper.
But I think Michael he's sneaked in a kind of subconscious.
You think? Accidental.
ASMR aspect accidentally to his videos, because you heard the yawn there at the start of this section. Cream was almost gone off.
As in, I almost fell asleep, not that I was aroused in any way.
No, I meant I was just like, cream, it goes off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying to Cream previously, before we started recording, that I suffer from bad anxiety, and I've actually used Michael's retro game reviews videos to settle my nerves on a number of occasions. And to me, I think what appeals is the atmosphere of his videos, because quite a lot of the time it is a survival horror game that he's covering, so you'll have the music from the game in the background, and then he's slithering all over the top with his review, and it calms you down, and it makes you think maybe everything is going to be okay.
So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Michael's retro game reviews is the ideal treatment for anxiety.
Just the tonic.
Just the tonic.
Don't be put off by what may appear to be an overly sibilant voice recording.
Once you settle into it, it's fine.
You're really going to enjoy it.
So yeah, Michael's retro game reviews.
So the one last thing I would like to say is, please make some new videos, Michael.
Has he been absent for?
He got married, and I'm not blaming his wife, and I wouldn't call his wife the Yoko Ono of video game videos. But since he got married, he put out a few chatty videos, which was nice. I would settle for some chatty videos. I don't think he had the sibilant voice thing going on. I think his production quality improved, but personally I always go back to those
sibilant times,
sibilant days.
Yeah.
Beastbusters.
Beastbuster, Beastbusters, 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 Wild Eggs. Is the master. Beastbusters, Beastbusters series. The first game in the series is simply called Beastbusters. Beastbusters. Next in the series is Beastbusters. Beastbusters, Beastbusters. So, Beastbusters, Beastbusters, Beastbusters. See you soon.
It's time to move on to the next section of the show, which is the section where we take a deep dive into a video game video creator. And this week, it's one of the big guns. I asked you how many subscribers he has, and you failed to come up with an answer. So I can't tell the listeners if we... Here comes a cat.
Hello, Puss.
If we had any listeners, I couldn't tell them how many subscribers Caddicarus has, but it's fair to say it's probably 1 million more than we have.
Yeah, and you've revealed who it is. It's Caddicarus.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was building up to that.
It's Caddicarus.
Drum roll, Caddicarus.
Yeah.
So, I used to be subscribed, but I had to unsubscribed.
As is tradition with you.
I couldn't take it anymore, but we did dip back in, and I'll be honest, I've got a lot of respect for Caddicarus. He does a lot of good work, and I must have watched literally hundreds of hours of his videos.
Yeah, same.
Having said that, no. So we watched one of his videos, and I took a few notes. I know you didn't, because not as well organised as me. But the first note I took is sense of humour of a 1-year-old with learning difficulties.
I mean, that is absolutely true. Yeah, I find his humour very grating.
And what I put here is people who played PlayStation 1 games must be about 30 to 40 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So why is the humour skewing so low?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe we're the only 30 to 40 year olds that actually watch YouTube video game videos.
No, I doubt that. I think he was going for a kind of style of cutaway comedy that was maybe funny 20 years ago, but is really annoying now. And he over-relies.
20 years ago, so before YouTube started.
Like when Family Guy first came out, you know what I mean?
When PS1 was originally out.
Around that time, funnily enough.
So I've got, the next thing I wrote down is too many loud noises and shouting.
Yeah, far too much of that. It's really uncomfortable to watch. It's just like, I don't know if he's doing it because he knows it's annoying and he thinks that's funny.
I feel like,
or if he thinks it's funny.
it's a cheap way to try and get a laugh. Like if you can't think of something funny to say, just make a really loud noise.
Yeah.
And the next thing I've written down, and I know this is something that really makes your blood boil, is the way that he says sin instead of seen.
Yeah, we know that he's English. We know how English people say seen.
Not all English people.
Most things, like
it's like a northern English thing, is it?
He seems quite Londony, I'm sure.
He's Cockney when he says sin.
I don't know where he's from, but like fucking the way he says seen, sin, is a total put on. I'm sure he doesn't.
Yeah, he sounds posher. He sounds like he doesn't really say that.
It sounds like
he does sound quite posh, and like he's trying to be a bit more regional. Just to say, I'm one of you guys.
Hey guys, it's me, cheeky. Yeah, that really boils my piss.
So the next note I took was his catchphrase. I mean, this isn't the section of the show the regular section of the show where we talk about catchphrases, but we can't talk about Caddicarus without talking about his catchphrase, which I haven't actually written down, but it's something to do with birthdays.
It is. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. If it's not, then like and subscribe. I can't remember, but it is something to do with.
It's just why. Why?
I mean, initially when I first saw Caddicarus's work and he done his catchphrase at the end, I was like, "Oh, that's a nice thing." I didn't really think much of it. I was like, "He's saying happy," but then I realised after a while that everything that he says is annoying. So that
I suppose it's the 1000th time you hear it.
Yeah,
that's when it starts to grate on you.
Yeah. But I mean, if I haven't watched a Caddicarus video on my birthday, so I don't know what it would feel like to watch it on my birthday and be wished happy birthday by him.
I would just feel like it seemed disingenuous. Is that the word?
Yeah.
He doesn't really.
He doesn't care if it's your birthday.
No, he just wants you to subscribe.
Yeah.
It's a bit shallow. So, The next thing I'd written down to discuss was the fact that he's got a family and kids. He seems quite young, but he's got, there he has the whole 9 yards. Kids, wife, living in a house. I mean, I suppose that's quite normal.
I mean, that is completely normal.
The house part. Well, it's all normal. He seems young.
He's a young one. He's got to be, what, banging on 30 now? If not, maybe breached 30.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to have a look at famousbirthdays.com, as we always do about this time.
Yeah.
Do you know what his real name is?
Who's that, sorry? Caddicarus?
Yeah.
No, I know his second name's Caddic, but I can't remember.
Oh, it's you know it, and it's kind of spoiled it. James Caddick.
James Caddick.
James Caddick.
Caddick.
That's juvenile.
That is sorry, we're better than that.
Right.
Yeah,
I think so. So the question is,
how old is he?
how old is he?
How old is he?
How old is he? You guessed that he must be pushing 30.
Pushing
if
30.
Not breached it.
I'd say late 20s, maybe 30.
Homing in there.
Yeah.
I can tell you, James Caddick is 26.
26? Okay. The years as a YouTube reviewer that shouts a lot has clearly taken its toll.
That's right.
That's right. Fuck, man.
I was lucky enough to...
So the cat's tearing about like a lunatic.
introduce you to his sister.
Who arguably is more annoying than he is. It was difficult based on one video.
I wouldn't say that.
For the first few minutes of the video, she was talking in this voice. And I was like, is that her normal voice? Why is she doing that? And you were like, that's
Maybe
not how
it
she
was a
normally
bad
talks.
jumping in point.
I was like, she was doing like an impression of Noel Fielding doing another impression of somebody. And it was just like confused and infuriated me. And then when she started talking about the games and stuff, which I think was Toy Story based games, I was like, okay, right, she's settling down now. And then I don't know, she's
excitable.
She is excitable. There was a lot that annoyed me about her delivery, much like her brother. I think she'd obviously based her method on his.
Well, I think you're being a bit unnecessarily negative. But anyway, the last thing I've written down is just Caddicarus.
Caddicarus.
I couldn't say it there.
I think that yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's move on.
No, wait a minute. Actually, I think I'm particularly sounding unnecessarily harsh towards the guy.
You are subscribed to him.
I'm subscribed to him
anymore.
And I do watch him, but like,
admittedly, hundreds of hours of these.
Sometimes I find it really difficult to watch.
He hasn't grown up with his audience.
No, I think he needs to chill, like proper.
I feel like
chill
someone with
out.
the completionist. He's chilled out a lot from his early days.
Stop shouting, stop fucking cutting to like every 2 seconds to a zoom in of your face making a noise and changing the colour palette and that. It's not funny. Just fucking shut up. Sit down and just talk about the games, and I'd listen to you. And I could just make a fucking
coming from a place of love, Cream. Cream.
I'm saying this, but I know he won't change. He'll never change.
Well, I don't know if he hears this. He might suicide.
I just want what's best. I just want what's best for me.
Just calm it down a bit.
Okay.
Not you.
Him. Aye.
Caddicarus.
Yeah. Just simmer down, aye.
Relax.
Settle down.
It's just a PlayStation 1 game. Relax.
And say scene properly. You know how to say it. Just fucking say scene.
I think it's time to move on.
No, I'm not finished. No.
I feel like you went back to try and make it right, but we've just made it worse. If you're listening, Jim, we might as well apologise now.
I mean, I'm not sorry.
Just say sorry.
I'm not saying sorry.
Just say sorry.
No.
Jim, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, it's time to move on to a new regular section of the show. And I'm quite excited about this one. It's called Jared, Jarrod, Gerard, or Jarek. And in this, I'm going to tell Cream a quote that was said by either Jared from Avalanche Games, Jarrod from Project COE, another YouTube channel, lesser well known, more underground, if you're in your underground games channels. Gerard, completionist obviously, or Jarek, the gaming dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody you watch that I haven't had as much experience with. So, who do you think said this? Was it Jared, Gerard, Gerard, or Jarek? Here's the quote. Make sure to keep an extra pair of pants handy. Who said that? Was it Jared, Jarrod, Gerard, or Jarek?
I'm going to guess, based on the quote, sounds like...
Make sure to keep an extra pair of pants handy.
Implying you'd be scared, so you'd be playing a horror game, which is synonymous with Jared from Avalanche Reviews.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you've got that right.
Mm-hmm.
So this could actually be quite a good new section.
Yeah.
Jared, or Jared.
I like it how the quote you'd picked was logical and made it easier to deduce through speciality.
Okay, that went really well. I'm glad. I'm happy. It's good stuff. Okay, now it's on to catchphrase of the week, and this one's a real doozy. What's his name? Dreamcast Guy.
Yeah,
is that his name?
Dreamcast Guy.
Right. His catchphrase is also whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.
Yeah, that fucking does my head in. Like, it's like.
Also, whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.
Yeah. At the end of every video, there's a lot about that I have a problem with.
I mean, it's easy to say the wrong thing once, but you wouldn't.
You wouldn't use that. Yeah, you wouldn't record it and use it. Like, grammatically, it makes no sense. But also, like, it's kind of like, oh, please like it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'll try not to suck. It's kind of pathetic.
But it's not, I'll try not to suck.
I know, it'll try not to suck, which makes fucking no sense. You'll try to make it not suck.
I see what he's going for. Also, whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.
Whatever I do, it won't suck.
He used to have a thing about finding a PSP in a roller coaster.
Hey guys, I'm just playing my fucking Darth Vader PSP that I can't remember. But the thing is about Dreamcast Guy is, I mean, we'll maybe deep dive into him at some point. But fucking, I actually really quite like him. You not so much. I like a lot of the way that he covers his content. It's actually quite good. Like, his deliveries,
each to their own.
But it's him. It's like he's like a magician. He's waving his hands around, and his eyes are like all fucking. There's something about him that just looks unsettling, like he's trying to hypnotise me or something. I don't know. he freaks me out a little bit. But that catchphrase, man, fucking hell. I don't even know if that counts as his catchphrase, does it? Is that just not more of a sign off? But I'm glad we got the chance to talk about it.
I couldn't resist.
No, I'm glad you brought that up.
So it's the final section of the show tonight, and it's controversy of the week with Yong Yeah. And this week, the big controversy was that some people ordered the wrong Xbox due to confusing naming conventions.
Well, that was always going to happen, wasn't it? Like, fucking could have seen that a mile off.
I almost did it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I went to Amazon and I thought, oh, that's the Xbox Series X, £250.
Because that's about the same price. But that, you were looking for the Series S, weren't you?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that cat doing, man?
Hyped. Popping around.
I wonder if she's brought in a mouse. Let's have a look. But yeah, no, that was, could have seen that a mile off. What was it? The Xbox One X ended up being the number 4 seller on Amazon, going up like 747% in sales since, God knows when. So I wonder if they'll just be getting refunded straight away, like if they'll just be getting sent back, or if some poor bastard's getting that for their Christmas.
You have to realise first before you get a refund.
Yeah.
Realise you'd made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully they watch Yong Ye's YouTube channel and keep abreast of controversies such as that. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Cream.
It has been. It feels like it's motored by today, Syrup.
Well, please, if you could call me Golden. Well, that's it for us, and it's good night from me, and it's good night from Cream.
Good night.
Good night.